From bootstrap to authority, how I built multiple businesses without money in 4 decades. Most business advice comes from people who've never actually built a business. While MBA consultants quote Harvard case studies and venture capitalists throw money at disruptive ideas, I was learning a different truth. You don't need capital to build authority. You need customers, real ones, paying ones. 40 years ago, I was frying chicken at Kentucky Fried Chicken during the day and studying electronics at night. No family money, no investor connections, no LinkedIn profile proclaiming my entrepreneurial vision, just a willingness to work and a stubborn belief that technical knowledge could become something more valuable. That combination of desperation and determination led to building multiple businesses across technology, marketing, and business development, from pioneering SEO for Disney and Sony to creating systematic authority frameworks for mid-sized service companies. The secret wasn't finding investors or perfecting pitch decks. It was discovering how to transform expertise into influence, knowledge into authority, problems into profitable solutions. In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how that journey taught me about building real authority in a world obsessed with fake credentials. And more importantly, how you can apply these same principles to position yourself as the obvious choice in your market. So first, we're going to cover the problem. The business world has an authority problem, and it's not what you think. The real crisis isn't that there aren't enough experts. We're drowning in expertise. The crisis is that most experts can't translate their knowledge into market authority. They know their stuff, but the market doesn't know they know their stuff. It's frustrating. Meanwhile, smooth-talking consultants with impressive credentials but zero operational experience are commanding premium rates, while genuine experts struggle to articulate their value. I learned this the hard way during my Xerox days, going door to door selling copiers. The prospects who bought weren't necessarily getting the best machines. They were buying from the salesperson who best understood their problems and could communicate solutions clearly. Technical superiority meant nothing without the ability to build trust and demonstrate value. It was my first lesson in the difference between being right and being influential. When I transitioned into running telephone marketing campaigns for Lloyds Bank, selling their invoice discounting services, the pattern repeated. The most successful campaigns weren't the ones with the cleverest copy or the most sophisticated targeting. They were the ones that connected real business problems with practical solutions. No theoretical frameworks, no consultant speak, just clear communication about how we could solve actual cash flow problems for actual business owners. The transformation came when I realized that authority isn't about having all the answers. It's about having the right answers for the right people at the right time. The solution framework. Fast forward through decades of building businesses, pioneering SEO strategy for major corporations, and eventually developing systematic approaches to authority building. The pattern remained consistent. Technical competence without market authority is invisible, but authority without competence is fraud. The magic happens when you combine deep expertise with the ability to communicate value in ways that matter to your specific audience. This is what I call experience-first authority building, positioning based on actual results rather than borrowed credibility. As Maya Angelou once said, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. The business world is showing you every day that it values perception over performance, credentials over competence, and polish over substance. The question is, what are you going to show them in return? Most service company leaders approach authority building backwards. They create content, optimize LinkedIn profiles, and speak at conferences, hoping authority will somehow emerge. But authority isn't built from the outside in, it's built from the inside out through consistent value delivery that creates undeniable proof of capability. Here's a 5-stage system I developed over 4 decades. Stage 1, start where you are, the foundation phase. Your current role isn't a stepping stone to authority, it's the foundation of it. Here's a personal story. When I was studying electronics while working at KFC, I wasn't thinking about building authority. I was just trying to survive. But those electronics fundamentals became the technical foundation that later enabled me to understand computer systems, which led to radar development, which eventually positioned me to pioneer SEO strategies for major corporations. Every seemingly unrelated experience was actually building my expertise stack that would become my authority platform. So start documenting your current expertise. What challenges do you solve daily that others in your industry struggle with? This becomes your raw material for your raw authority platform. Stage 2, solve real problems. This is the credibility phase. Authority without results is just opinion with better marketing. My transition from electronics to business development happened because I was willing to take on challenges others avoided. Running telephone marketing campaigns for Lloyds Bank meant accepting responsibility for actual outcomes, lead generation numbers, conversion rates, revenue impact, income for my client. No hiding behind brand awareness, metrics, or thought leadership, vanity measurements, just clear accountability for business results. The key distinctive difference between advice and authority is simple. Advisors tell you what to do, authorities show you it works by doing it themselves. Stage 3, document everything. This is evidence. If you solved a problem but didn't document it, did you really build authority? The SEO work I pioneered for Disney, Sony, and other major brands only became authority building when I systematically documented the methodologies, results, and replicable frameworks. Most service company leaders are sitting on authority goldmines without realizing it. They've solved complex operational challenges, but they treat these accomplishments as isolated successes rather than authority building evidence. Start treating every client engagement as an authority case study. Stage 4, systemize your approach. This is the scalability phase. Random acts of excellence don't build sustainable authority. Systems do. The authority diagnostic system I developed didn't emerge from theoretical research. It came from decades of observing what actually differentiates leaders from technically competent but less successful counterparts. Authority emerges when your experience becomes other people's competitive advantage. Stage 5, position against the status quo. This is the authority phase. Real authority requires taking positions that make some people feel uncomfortable. My real business versus academic fantasy. Positioning isn't diplomatic, and it's not designed to appeal to everyone. It's specifically designed to attract experienced operators who are frustrated with theoretical approaches and repel academics and consultants who traffic in ideas rather than results. Authority isn't about being liked by everyone. It's about being trusted by the right people for the right reasons. The path from expertise to authority isn't complicated, but it requires something most professionals aren't willing to do. systematically build proof of their capability through consistent value delivery rather than borrowed credibility. 40 years of building businesses taught me that money follows authority, not the other way around. When prospects recognize you as the obvious choice for their challenges, pricing becomes secondary to access. The service company leaders who thrive in the next decade won't be those with the most impressive backgrounds or the biggest marketing budgets. They'll be those who can demonstrate clear authority through systematic expertise delivery. The frameworks exist. The opportunity is massive. The only question is whether you're willing to start where you are rather than waiting for perfect conditions that will never arrive. Are you ready to systematically build authority that translates directly to business results? Let's identify the specific gaps between your current expertise and market positioning. I've put together a one-to-one authority diagnostic call where we'll discover how your experience can become your competitive advantage. The link is in the description below. Stop waiting for permission to claim the authority your experience has already earned.